Today, it's a good story because we're continuing to modernize our curriculum, continue to ensure that a cutting edge curriculum is in front of our children to inspire them to be bold, innovative, entrepreneurial thinkers, and most importantly, to encourage them to enter into careers within our STEM disciplines, science, technology, engineering, and math. There's roughly 230,000 STEM graduates that will be needed in this country by year 2030. 17,000 specifically in computer information management. And these are good paying six-figure jobs. And yet we need more young people to pursue this area of learning. And so the government has made a decision that we're going to make sure, as Minister Rashid said, to ensure that what we teach our kids is labor market aligned, that it is relevant to the skills, the competencies required for young people to succeed in our economy. And that's why we're taking another step forward to ensure that our kids are prepared for the jobs of the future. The change we're unveiling will provide students with hands-on experience with technology. It's going to start to expose them to real-life problem solving while enhancing learning that focuses on giving these young people the skills they need to think critically, to dream boldly, and to chart a new path forward within our economy. Our focus, part of this announcement to modernize the computer studies and technology education curriculum, is all about ensuring our students have the most up-to-date curriculum that strengthens life and job skills, leads them to rewarding careers in technology and innovation and the skilled trades, and ultimately gives them the ability to make a good wage, a good paying job, and is our mission. So this is builds on our changes to math and our science curriculum. We've overhauled that entire curriculum. Now finally mandating coding, financial literacy, personal budgeting, learning about taxation and mortgages and credit and debt now is finally part of the reality of learning within Ontario schools. So we're excited to be modernizing the computer studies curriculum and the entire technological education curriculum. We think it's going to make a big difference to ensuring young people understand the huge multi-billion-dollar investments and the opportunities to become the future computer programmers and database analysts and computer scientists and computer engineers and software engineers and game developers. I mean, there's massive economic growth in this country, and we want our young people to seize their potential within technology and within the economy.
Good afternoon, Minister Lecce. This is a very welcoming step by Ontario government that the grade 9 and 10 curriculum will be updated. So my question is two parts. Number one, related to this, that in the world, if we see world biggest economies, world biggest leaders in the world, their curriculum of computer and technology, they start the same upgradation with effect from class grade 4th and 5th onwards. Still, we are lacking behind from the world. We are doing these upgrades in grade 9 and 10. So in future, can we move it to grade 4th? Because if Ontarian or Canadian kid, if they have to compete with the world economies kids, so we should not be far behind. We should start this curriculum from grade 4 onwards. Part two of the question says Minister Rashid is here, and 6 MPPs of Mississauga, they wrote a letter this morning to their friends and neighbors in terms of the housing plan. So if you can highlight what that letter means and why there is a need to write to the neighbors in terms of the housing plan. What was the need at this time? Thank you.
So Nitin, I'm gonna one up you. You said grade 4. We start in grade 1. We mandated 2 years ago, our government, in math and in science, for the first time in Canada, we're teaching coding, computational studies, starting in grade 1, mandatory, all the way to grade 8, and now in the grade 9 math course. Then this past September, we did the new science curriculum, same thing, coding, mandatory learning on how to program, build code, and also now we're teaching kids how to build robots as well. So we start in grade 1 and we build it up. So we're actually ahead of other jurisdictions that started in grade 4. This specific course is a high school specialized course. And I agree with your point. We have to start early to introduce this type of knowledge if we want to really get young people excited about it. Often they'll make decisions in their careers before grade 10 or 11. So it's a point we agree with. It's why we've acted over the last 2 years to introduce mandatory learning to encourage young people to be more fluent, more literate when it comes to technology, to understand the risks and the opportunities, to understand how Canadian businesses can reach new markets, and finally, how young people could remain global leaders in innovation. Because I think a lot of research, development, commercialization of our ideas happens in Canada, but we want to see more of it. So it's an exciting opportunity for young people in elementary school and now in high school. And together, it means all of our kids will be set up for success in the economy. And I'll turn it over to Minister Rashid.
No, yeah, thank you, Minister Lache and Nitin. Thank you for the question. Actually, this question fits so well with what Minister Lache is talking about. Is the when we talk about the technical teaching, but also for the next generation, and when we talk about the housing, we are talking about the next generation affording a home in our province. As Minister Lache is preparing students for tomorrow, we want to make sure that those students are able to afford a home right here in our province. I always say that we are building a community where you can live, work, and play. The letter this morning was just a message that we wanted to deliver to the residents, our neighbors of Mississauga, as to why we are making this a priority, housing a priority. We always talk about, especially like an individual like myself, who's, and I think most of us come from the immigrant family where, our parents, grandparents came to this country to have a better future. And we know that immigrants, when they come, they always would like to afford or get a house, so for their family as well too. So our message was just for residents of Mississauga to understand why we are heavily focusing on building homes, making sure that we have, because as you know, we have to build 1.5 million homes in the next 10 years, because we are expecting close to or just over 2 million immigrants coming into Canada, and 60% of them will be coming to Ontario. So while we focus on education, we want to make sure that these young Ontarians, even friends, my friends, are able to afford home. So it's all about demand and supply, and we want to just send a message out there to our residents saying that this is where our government is focusing as well too, is building homes as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Minister Rashid, and thank you, Minister Lache. Thank you for this update. Thank you.